Hi there, everybody. Welcome back. I just wanted to put together a really quick video for you and talk a little bit about what Diamond Mine Baseball's user interface looks like. This is part of the game that I don't really show you that often. And so before I click into this, I'll take you on over here to Windows VirtualBox. So here we are. Right behind my head is that start window. You can see me opening it up there. We go over to Diamond Mine Baseball 12 and open it up. Now, so Diamond Mine Baseball, unlike I think every other baseball simulator out there, when you open it up, gives you nothing. This is what you get. You get a bunch of gray. So if you buy the game, if you've never played it before, don't worry. This is normal. This is the way that it actually is. This is not a great site, of course, and this is not really a recommended UI practice. I mean, you would think that you'd want to have like, here's your standings, or like, here are some leaders, or like, here's the last game you played or something. Nope. When you open this up, it will all be completely gray and you'll have this empty screen. You might be wondering, why is it like this? Well, the truth is that Diamond Mine Baseball was originally a DOS game called Pursue the Pennant. And when Tom Tippett decided to move this over to Windows in like, I don't know, version 7, whenever that came out, like 97, 98, something like that, he did it sort of the fastest way possible. I mean, literally, if you've ever seen the DOS game has the same menu choices and it's a little bit clunkier, but the Windows game is basically a direct translation of the DOS game. So when you have a new Diamond Mine Baseball database, the first place you'll want to go is over to View, not to Game, but over to View and Organizer, which is where you can set up all of the team names, the nicknames, along with the cities. You can make little changes that you want. You can set up your rules for your leagues, stuff like, oh, do you want playing time penalties to be on or off or whatever, little rules and options and stuff. It's not available now because I have the leagues in 1949 set up in an organization, right? And we've already started the season. And this is where you can choose. You can make it different for every league if you want. Like if you want designated hitter, what sacrifice rule you want to use, what injury rule is going to be on, whether you're going to use the awful limit bench playing time thing, which I do not recommend using at all, whether you want the clutch system on or not. I don't really recommend that, but whatever. You can see I have real life transactions on, but not real life lineups, and so on and so forth. The problem, of course, is that this stuff, which is kind of vital to how the game's played, as well as playing time penalties, all of this stuff is hidden in the menus, and you have to kind of know where you're looking. There's other stuff here that's pretty cool that you may or may not know about. For example, schedules. You have as scheduled as well as played schedules. You can look at the schedules and edit them as you desire. However, the way to set up a schedule with a league is you have to go into the league, and then from the league, you have to choose the schedule. Let's see if I can figure out where it's at. Here it is. And of course, the schedule is set up as Major League Baseball because after I set up each league schedule, I went and merged the two league schedules together to make the two league Major League Baseball schedule. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a total mess, right? It's not really designed so much with users in mind. From these screens as well, you can see individual players. You can double click on them. You'll see really quickly that Diamond Mine will have the same player listed 2 times for each team he played with in real life, as well as a combined player in case you wanted to have only one entry for the player and actually move him from one team to the next. The way to do that is mostly located on the forums. We might be able to get into that a little bit, maybe in a future video. But again, it's a little bit less than perfect in terms of user friendliness. Up here in the menus as well is where you find things like, say, league leaders. So if you want to see the batting leaders so far this early in the season, we can go here and see that Dom DiMaggio is hitting 486. Ted Williams has an on-base percentage of 625. In terms of home runs, Ralph Kiner's got 6 now, and on and on and on. I mean, again, it's okay, but it's not really designed for being flashy, being attractive, and some of the stuff that we want to do. Here's all the dangerous stuff where you can play around with tools and screw stuff up for your league. There are ways to transfer league, export, install league databases, and so on, and a whole bunch of stuff like that, some of which I wouldn't really recommend using that much. There are better ways of doing it. For a game, you go over to game and then scheduled, and that brings up the scheduled game screen. You can see we can look back at games that were previously played. So if you want to look back, I don't know, at this 13-inning Yankees-Red Sox game, which I think was the first game that I did a video on, I can then click over on box score, and I'll get the full box score here, as well as this retro sheet style abbreviated box score, and we can get the full sort of event descriptions here. whichever way you want, which is itself pretty cool. It's pretty nice to have this feature, but again, it's a little bit clunky. On my screen, the fonts are a little bit different, right? I'm using this is a 27-inch iMac that I am using this on, and because of that, there are some issues with rendering the text at an appropriate size. If you're using Windows, this may be a little bit bigger. I think it sort of depends upon what your settings are like. Anyway, in a nutshell, that's what DiamondMine's interface looks like. It's not perfect. You can do website generation of your reports if you want, but be warned that your website will look like it is from the late 1990s. I don't think I would really recommend doing that. But that's sort of what it is, and that's sort of what it's about. You can do different things. You can look up the transactions that happen in real life, and it'll give you all of them right here. And then you can go through day by day. If you're doing a replay with a different game, this might be a very good source for transactions, though you have to be careful with some of them. Usually the ones that are presented by the game company will be very well researched and will be accurate. There are some fan seasons that are not quite as accurate, and then some of the older Diamond Mine seasons that were created maybe in the late 90s or in the early 2000s that have not been updated. Those might also have some issues. But as you can see here for 1949, I mean, for the most part, this is going to be just right on. But yeah, if you're going to do this with a different game, I would recommend going here every day and just making your changes day by day instead of trying to copy this whole thing down or trying to, like, I don't know, print it or whatever. I mean, that's probably not going to work so well for you. Anyway, in a nutshell, there you go. That is what Diamond Mine Baseball's user interface looks like. And I'll tell you, there is a very good reason why I don't show a lot of the Diamond Mine Baseball user interface, because it is pretty ugly. So keep that in mind, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.